Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and this is the situation battle of the week, the day of Dakar. Don't quite know what happened in the extremely complex plot of Gundam Zeta, but what I do know is that the field today is very blue. For this situation battle, typing does not matter anymore, because all you can find are general types on both sides. Just like last time, the cost total of each team is almost the same, but the performance of each suit definitely isn't. Hey, that's where the fun is. On the opposing team, they have 3 high cost suits, 2 Asshimars and a Violent. Extremely hard to use, the 650 cost Violent is basically a huge flying bungus that swirls around with too many weapons and inflated stats. Making use of its maneuver armor and flanking with the flight system is definitely the key on that suit. The other high cost suit is the Asshimar and is a lot easier to use compared to the Violent. And then a perfectly timed cannon shot staggers him the second he didn't have maneuver armor. The Asshimar is a simple transforming suit with a very powerful beam rifle that hurts a lot, has a low hit rate, and an astonishing accumulated stagger on just 2 hits. That also means if you try to do something weird like the guy we just shot down, you're actually losing out on damage. You also have maneuver armor, which is extremely handy. The other 2 suits are a Hyzak and a Marasai. While they are the lowest cost in this game mode, I wouldn't necessarily say they are the sandbags this time. While they both get shredded real quick, they are capable of doing a scary amount of damage, so stick around the Asshimars and keep firing if you're on one of them. Back to our team. The 2 ace suits are the DJ and the Zeta Gundam at 650 and 700 cost. Quite some plot armor. While the DJ is just an extremely good general type in general, the Zeta in this situation battle is a complete monster. With the unknown buffs given as always to situation battle suits, the stats are so high on this Zeta, even the 600 cost Asshimars almost die in a single melee combo. Skills are also complete, so there's nothing missing on the Zeta. Just to make sure you go bind your Zeta weapons to shortcut keys so you can use the beam bayonet combo. That was a half health Hyzak, and the Zeta goes for a dive and he's gone. Now to the scrubs of the fight, the Nemos. While nothing compared to the DJ and the Zeta, these 3 trolling trolls are actually equally important in this fight, because their weapons are no joke. Each of these Nemos get either the GBO2 beam rifle, the Hyper Bazooka, or the 170mm cannon. While their damage is not as threatening as the Asshimar's endless yellow beams of destruction, every single shot from them staggers. Especially the beam rifle and the cannon. With a short firing interval and unrecognizable reload times, as long as you don't hit the Violent or Asshimar on maneuver armor, you can make a big difference with just the staggers alone. Tough luck if you get the bazooka though. Or going alone against the Violent. I think we're pretty screwed. First to respawn. The Nemo we're on is the one with the 170mm cannon. With a firing interval of only 4 seconds, you can stagger enemies for 6 times in quick succession before you have to reload, which is why we're trying to spread out our staggers. Instead of doing 2000 per shot on the same person, you want to give every enemy a stagger, so your DJ and the Zeta have plenty of chances to start dicing. Not as easy as it sounds, especially when 3 out of 5 enemies have maneuver armor. Can't challenge the Violent when it comes to taking the high ground, but our tackle manages to stagger. Holding the cannon also allowed us to fire a shot immediately, getting a second stagger off and forcing the Violent to evade. Doesn't sound like he's having a good time down there. The other thing about this cannon, it is very hard to hit. Having to stand still is already a problem to some, but the worst part is how small the projectile is, requiring almost pinpoint aim. In exchange, you get the potential to stagger 6 times in quick succession, so I'll take that skill issue. Helped fix up our most important Zeta Gundam while the rest of the team gets wiped. First thing you do? Scram! Ping our Zeta Gundam to do the same. Can't express how grateful I am that he understood. Staying there for a 2v5 would be giving away more than 1000 points. While both the cannon and the Nemo stats aren't ideal for close combat, with low melee damage and even lower melee resistance. We at least have a stagger and balancers, so we can still put up a fight at melee range. When the Asshimar dives in, make sure you go forwards, not backwards. This puts him in an awkward position. With fist motions only, he couldn't turn around as fast as our Beam Saber side attack. Isaac should have pulled out his axe, simple melee combo and is both enemies down. If you're against just the Asshimar, you can also choose to tackle, which always stops transformation if you don't mind the overheat. Instead of chasing them, we opted to fall back. Getting staggers off this cannon is more important than meleeing. That decision made us catch the violin in time, dropping it off the ledge into another down, saving a huge chunk of our Zeta. Violin gets up and then the three high cost suits come diving in at the same time. One of the Asshimar dives straight into us, but we couldn't catch him with the melee. Definitely have to help out with our Zeta. Missed the stagger timing, but we can at least follow up on the Violent's evasion. Be wary of the emergency evasion level 2, tackle dodges a stagger, and the good habit of pulling the sword out before a tackle gets us a down again. That's the sound of a biosensor, and that's not a good sign. Oh dear, and he's still diving in! You sure like to live dangerously, don't you, Mr. Zeta? Good thing our first shot and Vulcans clear out the Marasai. This is the third time we saved the Zeta in 1 minute, maybe because of that we managed to get double the score. Stay under the Asshimar because he can't see us here. Vulcans do literally nothing, but someone reaches him with a melee, taking the kill with only 30 seconds remaining. Enemy team couldn't respawn in time and the game ends. Overwhelming win! That being said, this situation battle is definitely one of the more balanced fights. While the Zeta is extremely strong, the Asshimar's beam rifles can hurt really hard if they hit all their shots. What really made the difference for our game is probably this: a scary pursuit assist score. You get pursuit assist scores for any teammate follow up on your staggers, and the 17,000 is a lot. There's really not much fighting the enemy team could do when they're staggered all day, so make sure you stagger plenty on the Nemos. That's it from me today. Latest.